Hare Govinda Namo Namaha Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Brahmanidhe Vasisthaya Namo Vande Vyasa Sutam Devam Shivarupam Mahamunim Kevalam Hinutam Partham Bhagavata Pracharakam Bhagavata Pracharakam Krishna Kanhaiya Lal Ki Jai. Siddhidata Siddhi Sadan Raran Pada Tumiro started seeing this, so yeah, just see some of this today. So we saw salutations to Ganapati. Jai Shiva Ananda Kand. And see immediately after Ganapati Bhagavan, the salutation is done to Bhagavan Shiva. Because I told you that it is held by tradition. So Shukadev Ji Maharaj, who is relating this Bhagavatam to all of us, who did the pracha. Bhagavan Ved Vyasa did the composition. But composing something is one thing. Like many people who write books and they have no publishers. They can't find a publisher for the book. There is no publisher, that will not get very far. So, Bhagavan Ved Vyasa did the composition, Shukadev Ji Maharaj did the pracha, spreading it over the earth, like that. So, the next salutation is Jai Shiva Ananda Kanda. Ananda Kanda means to say, he is the very root of all bliss. Bhagavan Shiva is all the time in bliss only. See, all the Bhagavan Ram will come play for us and play the role of crying when Sita Maya is kidnapped and all that, right? They will play all of those type of roles. Bhagavan Shiva never plays any such role. What is that? Anandi, Anand, bliss. All the time. Joy. Root of all joy. And then he do. So, Jai Shiva, Ananda Kanda, Bhutanatha Bhava Harana. This is called Bhuta. Bhutanatha. Bhutanatha, Bhuta literally means in Sanskrit, all beings. Anything. So, he is substratum of all things in universe. There is nothing. Bhuta also means all the denizens of the underworld, you know. Not what underworld? I have another name for that. The occult world. Spirits and ghosts and goblins and all the other beings. Don't think that we are the only beings in the world and they are complex. See, look here, you just have to think about it. This number of jivas on the earth is infinite, right? Because if you count, in your stomach alone there are trillions of little microbes. They are all jivas. In one person's stomach, so think, in one person's stomach there are so many complex microbes. And how many people are, and then you multiply that complex number in the stomach by the number of people, and that is only human beings. Then you have countless other creatures, and in their stomach also countless other little jivas. So how many jivas are there in the universe? The number and answer is different. They know any two jivas. Every little blade of grass is a jiva, every root of grass is a tree, every microbe, virus. So complex jivas are there. Oh. So all the jivas do not fall in the category of human beings. We are real human beings, but there are so many complex other, and so also there are so many other classes of beings which we don't see in the universe, in finite number of jivas. So those which we don't see, those other jivas, they are called as Bhuta. So Bhutanath, they find refuge only in Lord Shiva. Bhakti, Vashai, Nirvan, Bhagavan Shiva is captivated by Nirvan Bhakti. Nirvan Bhakti means undivided Bhakti. Single pointed devotion. That is the meaning of that. He is captured by single pointed devotion. Any form of the Lord is captured by single pointed devotion. When we have our allegiances split, then the Lord stays away, as it were. So he captured them like that. Gaura Varar, Mangala Varar. Gaura Varar means the Bhagavan Shiva. See, all the different forms of Bhagavan have different colors. Kanchana Bharana Viraj Subesa. Kanchana Bharana Viraj Subesa, Hanumanji, what color? Golden color. Bhagavan Ram is dark color. Bhagavan Krishna dark color. Lakshmana, clear color. So here the Gaura Varan Lord Shiva is white color. White. Gaura Varan Mangala color. best roads, auspiciousness, goodness, Varsha, like that. Hey, Varsha Chandra Mukunda, now from, see first Ganapati, Shiva, now Krishna. In between nothing. No Bhagavan Krishna. I think the rest of it might be Bhagavan Krishna. Hey, Varsha Chandra Mukunda. Vaja Bhushan Bhushan Hara. That Mukunda, who is the moon of moon means that which is cool, soft light. The sun gives light for scorching light, but the moon is cool, calm light, and causes all the trees to grow and all the sap to come up in the trees and all nourishment and calmness. That is Bhagavan Vrajachandra Mukunda. And Vrajabhushan, the very ornament of Vraja, Krishna, and Bhushan Hara. Bhushan Hara means to say to remove all impurity, the undesirable traits and qualities. Akahu Bhavaya, please eradicate, cut away all my fear and attachments to this samsara, snare of samsara. That's what we saw this. In what? In Mena. Mena is the hole. And that we saw in that phrase. So here was the Handam is a snare, net. Ties, ropes, like that, all that. So the Vakta is telling for Bhagavan Shiva to cut off all of us. And these are not just simple things, we have to really think about it and apply in our own life, not just to listen, but while we are listening, to apply, see how it applies to my life. All our attachments to the world, what we cannot give up, and what little things in this world we are all tied to, and we need to you wouldn't believe how complex and deluded human mind is. Complex, deluded mind, oh wow, pray. And that's why we have to be suspect of the mind. That's why I told you the story of the Mahatma when the disciple asked, you have conquered your mind, Guruji? You have conquered that mind? Guruji said, I'll tell you. The mind is the cause for our bondage and it's also the cause for liberation. But what it does, it keeps us more in bondage and liberation because more people are in bondage than people who get liberation, isn't it? Oh, terror, found to Khalak army, Surdas right. Who is more demented than this? Than mind. Like that. So we have to be so suspect. I'll just give you a simple example. You will see. The two people, even in a satsang like this, two people will go, and one will go and sit in the front seat and leave the other one to sit in the back seat. Because the one in the front seat is not comfortable if they are not sitting in front. If I am not sitting in front, then I am not comfortable. I have to be in front, then only I get comfort. So it means to say, well, of course, for some people it might be, I have good concentration and all of that, but for some it will be, no, I deserve a more advanced position than the other fella. That may work out like that also. I deserve a more advanced position. Like anything. Sit in the front seat or the back seat of the bus. All sorts of little things the mind comes up with. So we have to watch this mind, So this is all the different types of things the mind is attached to, little peculiar things. If I don't get this, I am not comfortable. What? Swamiji, I did not come to satsang yesterday. Why you didn't come? I had nothing proper to wear. So only when we get something proper to wear, then Bhagavan is worth something. So the wearing is more important than Bhagavan. Amazing. Mind does all of these things. And it goes on, and this is what the jiva is bound from life to life to life. Because it is attached to all sorts of things like that. Amazing how. And all the time in families also, people come telling, Swamiji, such and such in the family, this thing in the family, that thing in the family. It just one is attached to this thing or that. In many families, the wife is the boss. And in many families, the husband is the boss. So there always a play off as who is the boss. This one wants to be boss, and that one wants to be mind. But I think the wives always win. I don't know, I hear people that say that. Like one day, all the men in the village, right? They had the village meeting, so they were thinking, well, today we will discuss in the meeting, how come all of the men only listen to their wives? Why all men listen to their wives like that? So the convener, the chairman, he called the meeting and he said, okay, now we'll do what we'll do. We'll make 2 lines. All men who are controlled by their wives, you stand up on this side. And all men who are not controlled by their wives, you stand up on this side. So all the men went on that side who are controlled by their wife. Everybody went there, and there was only one man standing here. He is not controlled by his wife. So the chairman said, what? Badi ajeeb baat hai. How? You are not controlled by your wife? Everybody else is controlled by their wife. Look. He said, what do you mean I am not controlled by my wife? She told me to stand here. That is why on this side only. That is a wonderful thing. So anyway, in families also you will find this thing, the struggle for control. It's all mind only. And when the person gets the control, the wife gets the control or the husband gets the control, they get this thing, they don't realize, I have gotten one step deeper into bondage because now I have the ego, I am the boss. So when he gets the thing, whatever, or she gets the thing, that is one step deeper, the ego has dug his hole. One step deeper. And the person doesn't realize it. He is happy. She's happy. I become the boss. She doesn't realize, he doesn't realize, the boss is now gone deeper into the hole of ego. So all sorts of machinations of the ego. So the prayer is, this bhava. And then the fears of the bhava and all things of bhava. This bhava is sansar. Sansar is really the mind. He says, please cut it off, Prabhu. Charan liyan kara. Take me in the refuge of your lotus feet, like that. This is a prayer. In other words, surrender to Bhagavan and leave all the Maya Jal. Surrender to the Lord. Jai 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 Jagadish. Say, not jump to the prayer jumps to Bhagavan Vishnu. Jai 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 Jagadish. Sevat Shesha Mahesha Aja. Who is served, Bhagavan Vishnu, who is served by or attended to by Shesha Mahesha Aja. Shesh is that Ananta Sheshnag. So Sheshnag became his bed. So he's all the time sleeping. Mahesh, Bhagavan Shiva, and Aja is Brahmaji. So he's all salutation to that Bhagavan Vishnu, who is served by Shesha Mahesha Aja, like that. Mahima Amit of his greatness and glory is imperishable, infinite, and uniform, with no bhed, indivisible. Veda bheda janat nahi. And the Vedas also don't know the glories of this Paramatma. That's why the Vedas end up saying, what? What about Paramatma? The Upanishad says, really, we don't know. The Vedas also say they don't know. What? Neti. The Vedas doesn't say what it is, says not this, not this. Then what is it? No, that is anirvachaniya. Anirvachaniya means indescribable. So that reality is like that. So here, The reality is being equated with Bhagavan Vishnu. Veda Bheda Janat Nahi. Veda also does not know the secret of this Paramatma. Dehu Mohi Varadan. Give me this boon. Radha Var Yah Var Sada. Oh, Radha Var. Now, this again comes back to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Give me this boon always. Prema bhari muskan nitya chit mein khataki rahi. That give me this boon that my mind all the time stands in tenterhooks for you only, waiting for you, anticipating you, looking for you, desiring you, like that. The mind is all the time waiting only for you, thinking about you, expecting you only. Otherwise, what we do, we expect. Human being's life is expectation from birth till death. And what is the expectation? That in the next stage of life, I will be happier. So that is an expectation. So when I leave the preschool and I go to the primary school, when we were children, we used to call it big school. So when I leave this preschool and I go to big school, so then I will be happier there. And when I go to big school or primary school, then I think when I go to secondary school, I will be happier there. So I'm expecting happiness tomorrow, expecting happiness the next day, so like that. Life is a series of expectation. I expect to be happy when I get there. This is an amazing state of the jiva. So here, may I stand all the time thinking about the Lord, expecting the Lord only. Like that. May my mind stand all the time stand in tenterhooks for Bhagavan. Oh, I can't wait for him. Like that. Khataki rahi means to say attentive only in what you call anticipation of Bhagavan. Mohi chahiye kachu nahi. I don't want anything. Aur vastu prabhu jagat ki. In this world, I don't want any. This is a very good, nice vairagya, detachment. I don't want anything of this world. Basir hai man mahi, yaha baki jhaki sada. May my mind be all the time consumed only with you, the Lord, not anything of this world. And I told on one of the previous days, that durasha, to ever expect or think that one day something in the world will give me happiness, that is delusion. That is delusion. Durasha. To think that anything one day in this world will give happiness is total illusion of a jiva. That is not going to happen. That has never happened. If you see the joyous, happy people of the world, those who were in bliss all the time, they were only in bliss of Bhagavan. All the others, they may have been in bliss. People may have been in bliss with this thing or that thing, and how long does it last? And when it goes away, it leaves a bitter taste, because suppose I am attached to something, it will go away sooner or later. And when it goes away, all the bliss which I got from this thing is cancelled when it goes away. Now the same person, he forgets all the bliss, he goes on crying. So expecting, you see, the other thing is jivas want permanent bliss. We don't want temporary bliss. So that permanent bliss is only to be found in Paramatma. And then description of the Bhagavan Shri Krishna's advent in. So if we are taken there, the Jai 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 Jagadish, if we are taken there, it can also apply to Bhagavan Shri Krishna, because it jumps back to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Le lakutiya hath means Bhagavan Shri Krishna takes up his stick. He takes up a stick and Gayan ke piche phirata, and go running behind all the calves and cows and all like that. His description of Lord Krishna's sport, Leela in Vraj. Goes running behind cows. Gwala bala liye saath, taking all the little boys and cowherds along with him. Mor mukut shira par thare, wearing a crown of a peacock feather. Mor mukut. Then kar murali uramal, and hand he is holding a little flute. Today afternoon we'll see flute. That basuri of Bhagavan Shiva, Krishna is also
We'll see it in the afternoon. So Karamurali, holding that flute in his hand, and Urumal. And wearing a mala, and also wild flowers, wild things, because where you will get nice wild flowers and all wearing. Shisha Mukut Kati Peter Pata, yellow clothes, yellow Vastra Bhagwan wears in his. Then Ya Chabiso Nandalal Basahu Hridaya Mama Nisit Divasa. May that beautiful Lord dwell in my heart day and night. Otherwise, it's an amazing thing. The human being comes into the world, and from birth we are taught about money in subtle form. From birth we are taught about money only. Everybody teaches us about money. What? Go to school, boy. Like that. That's connected to money. We don't calculate the going to school as evolution. In our back of our head, we don't have that. Going to school is not about evolution. Going to school is about money. Because the whole system is designed like that. That is why Gurukul was there. Because in Gurukul, going to Gurukul is about evolution. But going to school in modern times is about money. Why? Because when you go to school, you get a good education. When you get a good education, you get a good job. Correct? When you get a good job, you get good money. So you don't have to suffer all the things I suffered. So in everybody's mind in the modern world, going to school is not connected with evolution, it is connected with money. So the whole system in which we are living. Now when a little boy goes to the Gurukul back in the day and lives with the Guru, where he is calculating about money and all. He goes there to serve the Guru and do seva and learn from a pure standpoint. Just learn for learning sake to evolve. That was the system. So we have to see as much as possible how we bring back that type of system. It is important thing. Anyway, so Basahu Hridaya Mama Nisi Divasa. May this beautiful Krishna, Ya Chabiso Nandalala, beautiful little Nandala, may he dwell in my, it means to say, in my heart, in which I have been taught from childhood for only money to dwell. Power, position, material objects, I have been taught. That is all that is in my heart. Every calculation is based on that only. Everything based on that. So, instead of that in my heart, let this little Nandalal dwell in my heart. Guru Pada Rajadharat Shisha. I take the dust of the lotus feet of the Guru and put on my head. Kahu Bhagavata ki Katha, and tell this Bhagavat Katha. Like Tulsidas, he said, cleanse the mirror of my mind with the dust on the lotus feet of the Guru. That same sort of meaning is there. So, may I tell this Bhagavat Katha after doing that. Jo Shukadeva Munish Kahi Parikshit Dripati. So, and this Katha which was told by Shukadev Ji Maharaj to Parikshit. So may I cleanse the mirror of my mind, or cleanse my mind with the dust of the lotus feet of the Guru, and then tell this Bhagavat Katha. So that is the prayer in the beginning, which is what we call as the invocation. Okay. So, now done. Have any more to do? No. Right. So that was the two arati, the mantras and the sumira. Okay. गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
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 गोविंद bolo Hari Gopal bolo.
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda bolo.
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda bolo.
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda bolo.
Govinda bolo Hari Gopal bolo.
Govinda bolo Hari Gopal bolo.
Govinda bolo Hari Gopal bolo.
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda 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 bolo.
Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki jai. Right. Aghasura, Brahmaji's moha, thinking how they are worshipping this little boy, because it looks like Brahmaji had forgotten about previous avatar of Bhagavan. So maybe he came to see there. Then Dhenukasura I told. Dhenukasura came in the form of a donkey. Well, donkeys are nice little creatures, but I don't know how they have taken on. There many things that happen like that, right? Dogs are the most loyal, loving creatures Bhagavan has ever made. You know that. In the animal kingdom, there is no animal which is happy to see you when you come home like a dog, correct? Oh, they can't stop wagging and dancing and jumping when you come. And yet, even a creature like that with such great gunas, society is like this. We don't know how it happens. You could do some thinking about it. Society is like that. So the most loyal, most loving, there is no creature which you could express love like a dog. Others may have, but they cannot express. They jump and wag like they have seen you after 10 years. Even though they just saw you an hour ago. So yet, like Tulsidashi literally writes, that when Ravan came to kidnap Sita ji, he came like a dog. Swan kinai. I mean, the vilest thing in people, societies have put on dog. Behaving like a dog. Those are very strong statements. So we don't know how such a creature took on that. Maybe back in the day they didn't have modern dogs. We don't know. Anyway. And also, one of the reasons may be that they have certain characteristics which you will not find anywhere. Like if a dog is given food, if you give the dog food in a bowl or something, he'll sit there and he'll eat. But if he steals a bone, he'll not sit there and eat. He'll run and hide, correct or not? He'll take the bone and hide behind somewhere to eat. Actually, that is pretty much how a human being does also. When a human being has stolen something, he goes and hides. So maybe that's why they say, well, he's behaving like a dog. But anyway, here Donkeys are very nice little creatures, but if anybody behave foolish, they say he behaving like a donkey. One day a donkey passing in front of the temple. He passing in front of the temple and he saw everybody pray. So in the middle of the road now, he stopped when he saw everybody praying, and he also started to pray because he saw everybody. But because he had stopped in the middle of the road, a car hit him and he died. And because he was praying now, he reached Bhagavan. So Bhagavan said, well, because you were praying, I'm going to give you a boon. You can go back in the world in whichever form you want. That is the boon. Otherwise, we don't have any choice in which form we come back, So Bhagavan said, I'll give you the boon. In whichever form you want, you can go back. He said, well, Bhagavan, my donkey life was a nice life, I lived as a nice, sweet little donkey. There's a song in Trinidad, no? I forget how it goes now. About a sweet little donkey. He was this best little donkey that ever was there. Anyway, so he said, I had a nice donkey life, so I don't mind. I will go back as a donkey. I'd go back in the world as a donkey. Bhagavan said, no, I forgot to tell you the condition. You cannot go back as the same thing which you were before. You have to go back as something else. Okay, then. Let me think then. Okay, so then I will go back in the world as a nice family man. I'll go back as a nice family man, and I will be the husband in the house. He said, and I just tell you can't go back as the same thing. Anyway, so there are so many stories about donkeys like that. But I don't know. It says Dhenukasura, it's one of the henchmen of Kamsa. He came there as a donkey. And one of the boys said, look, a donkey. And Balaram came first. The older brother of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. He came first and saw. And oh, really? Where he has come from? Balaram immediately recognized that he is one of Kamsa's henchmen. And he approached him, and that donkey turned around. And with those hind legs, they gave a serious kick. He gave a serious kick to this Balaram. But then, Balaram managed to grab his hind legs, and there was a palm tree right nearby. He threw him on that palm tree and removed him. Eradicated. Finished. This Dhenukasur represents minus. Bhagavan tells about this minus. In Bhagavad Gita, he just starts teaching. His teaching only starts in Bhagavad Gita, introduction, in the second chapter. And already he's talking about this minus. My. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
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 Vihaya kamaya sarvan.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Om Sharati Nisprit. this verse comes in the second chapter, Bhagavan is talking about Nirmamo Nirahankarha Sashantim Atigacchati. The one who gives up this me and mine, he reaches the state of enlightenment. Me and mine, because me and mine, Tulsidas is Maya. This Dhenukasura represents me and mine, because that place where the boys had gone that day, that place where the boys had gone to play, that place was, in fact, it's not just his Dhenukasura was there. He had a whole herd of donkeys. I don't know what you call a group of donkeys. A herd? That is a party of donkeys. A kick of donkeys. Because in English, it could be anything. Eh? You don't know. A pride of lions. Why? Because they walk with pride, maybe. The English words for groups and all have no rhyme or rhythm, many of them. So we don't know what are donkeys. But anyway, there was a whole big, and they were upset because the boys came to play there. You can't come and play here. This is. So the Dhenukasura represent this myness. And Bhagavan is telling in Gita, for the person who gives up this me and mine, that person reaches the state of supreme peace immediately. Achirenadhigacchati. Tyagachantiranantaram. Like that. So many words are there. Quickly. Give up this feeling of mine. And we should always remember that we came in the world with nothing and we will leave with nothing. So I have this strong mind. It is there with me now, no problem. At this time it is there with me. Bhagavan has left it in my trust. But it is not mine. That strong feeling of mine causes a lot of pap. Tremendous pap. And every day we see it, but people still go on doing it. Strong mind. That does not mean to say that whatever is there in my care, I don't take care of it and I don't misuse it, and then, like that. I have duty to take care of and use it properly and all that kind of thing. But the strong feeling of mind should not be there. But anyway, Balaram removed him, this Dhenukasura. Then the next story which is coming up there is Kaliya Mardana. See, that's also very famous. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Evam sa Bhagavan Krishna Vrindavan Charatva Chitra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Yayo Rama Mrite Rajan Kalindim Saki Vritaha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Yayo Rama लाल की जय एवं स भगवान कृष्ण वृंदावनचर क्वचित roaming about in Vrindavan one day. Yayo Ramamrite Rajan Kalindi Sakhibhi Vridaha. With all of his friends, Bhagavan Shri Krishna went to Kalindi, means Yamuna. Kalindi. Kalindi is another name for Yamuna. Those of you who have been there, if you have been where Ganga and Yamuna meet, see, Ganga is coming from the north like this, and Yamuna is coming from a little bit northwest. And in what we call it Prayag today, the two of them meet there. And if those of you, so you ask those people who have gone, you'll see. This river is coming like this, and this one is coming like this. And there's a definite line, definite, clear, unmistakable line where the two of them meet. You will see Yamuna is dark and Ganga is clear. So from this line you see this side the water dark, and from this line you see this side the water clear, like that. So therefore Yamuna is called Kalindi, like one meaning of that is. So here Bhagavan Shri Krishna and the boys now, they went on the banks of the Yamuna, and there, without knowing, the cows drank that water of that Yamuna and pitva visham. Nobody realized that they drank poison because the water was poisoned. And all the cows fell dead. Now what a thing to all the people of Vraj. What they will tell all these children, what they will tell their parents? No. All the cows fell dead, drinking the water of this Yamuna. But anyway, one just graceful glance from Bhagavan Shri Krishna like that, all the cows came back to life. And Bhagavan Shri Krishna thought, oh, of course he knows everything. This Kaliya Nag had left an island in the ocean, and he had come there and taken up residence in this Yamuna. And he was there with his wives and children and everything, and he had poisoned the water, that snake. So Kaliya had run away from his work there, because one long story is there, that Garu used to come that island, and Garu eats snakes. So every family had to sacrifice one snake for Garu every time he came. But Kaliya did not want to sacrifice. So he lived, you see, like if you live 20 years, it is other families who are sacrificing, snake families, they are sacrificing a snake every time Garu comes. So Kaliya lived for 20 years happily on the sacrifice of others. So when it was time for him to sacrifice, well, he ran away. He came here to this Yamuna. These are all very wonderful, instructive stories and all families have to sacrifice in some way for the benefit of we have to sacrifice for the benefit of the community. The community survives. Like for example, for this yajna now, so many people have made such immense sacrifice for this yajna to happen. The other thing is that when we make the sacrifice, we should not own the sacrifice. That is why we have Purnahuti every day. In that Purnahuti we offer to Bhagavan to Agni Dev for the Lord, right? So after you offer, you can't go and no. You should take back the offering. You can take it back or what? You can't take back the offering. In other words, I cannot own. Once that thing has gone into the fire, it has gone. So any little bit of basking in what I have offered, that thing cancels all my punya karma. Cancel all my punya karma means, like, for example, you say, well, that Swamiji is doing Bhagavatam there, and every day I went there and I took with me flowers to make the mala. Oh no, this is not flowers. No. That is a different. Every day I took flowers from my garden to make the mala, right? And see, these things happen every day. So 21 sessions, I made sure that I took flowers there to make the mala. And then on the last day, I was standing by the door, and then the Swamiji passed, and he did not even say Hari Om to me. So that type of bhav, when we have, it means to say, I gave the flowers for the mala then in exchange for some recognition from the Swami. When he was passing, he was supposed to tell me Hari Om. So then that was not a sacrifice. That is not yajna, that is not sacrifice. That is a business transaction, because in business transaction you get $10 and you get 1 ponga sugar. Correct? So anytime that type of bhav is there, that is not sacrifice. That is a business transaction. And yajna is not about business transaction. Yajna is about sacrifice. And sacrifice means I give selflessly without expecting anything in return. But this is a very, very subtle thing to understand, and even subtler now, more difficult to put into practice, because over and over and over, when we give in sacrifice, we expect so much in return. And then now, first of all, I didn't do the sacrifice properly, so that itself is going to deny me the result of the sacrifice. Second, now, on that wrong practice, I build an expectation now also. And expectation, if it is not fulfilled, well. So each sadhaka has to watch his mind very, very, very carefully and make sure that he does not fall prey to all these machinations of Maya. This is an amazing thing. And who will do it? Nobody could watch your mind for you, isn't it? Nobody could watch my mind for me. Who has to watch his mind? The person has to watch his mind for himself. No jiva in the world could watch your mind for you. So, I have to keep on watching. Oh, no, did I really do that thing selflessly? That is yajna, what I was doing. I went there to do business. Or I went there to do yajna. Like that. This is amazing thing, you know. So now, sacrifice is like that. And when that type of sacrifice is there in a society, that society flourishes. Flourishes like anything. And societies where sacrifice is not there, where only selfish is there, that society is on its way down. Some nasht ho jayega. Turant. Quickly everything will get destroyed. So now, the Kaliya did not want to make sacrifice, in spite of the fact that everybody else was making sacrifice, and he ran away from there. And when he came here now, he took over this Yamuna and then poisoned the water. Now the cows cannot even drink. So see, the selfishness came from there and came here. Means only think about himself and not anybody else. So the cows also could not, they all fell dead. But Bhagavan, with his graceful glance on all the cows like this, they all came back alive. The power of the Lord. And then immediately now, he jumped into that Yamuna. Now the line says here, is Yayau Ramam Rite. Ramam Rite means without Rama, without Balarama. He did not go that day. All the other boys were there, Lord Krishna alone was there. Now when he jumped into this Kalindi, when he jumped into this Yamuna, in Vraj, Yashoda, Nanda Baba, all of them started seeing, evil things in the air. Something had happened. And the moment something, because in the past, Putana, this one, the Trinavatsa, they all, Bakasur, everybody coming, they were all seeing, something bad has happened. So now they started seeing bad things in the air. Like that. All societies are like that. They have certain signs and all that kind of thing. You know that? Like when your right eye throbs or left eye throbs and all sorts of people have like that, na? Left eye, right hand itching, left hand itching, You know all those things. So they started seeing evil presentiments in the air, like when Bhagwan Ram landed in Lanka. Sita Maya started getting all good signs. And Ravan started getting all bad. Tulsi Raji writes this, you go there, you'll see. Ravan started getting all bad signs. That's such and such thing. And each society will have its own good sign and bad sign, I don't know. The society comes up with that thing, and when you practice it for years, it has influence also. It has meaning also. Like in some societies, the wise old owl. You know that? The wise old owl. And in some societies, when you see an owl, oh, wow, pray. Yamraj come in here. Like that. You never know. Societies are like that. So Yashoda and Nanda Baba at home, they started seeing bad signs. And then he went, anytime, anything bad, quickly away Krishna Day. So quickly they asked, oh, where is this Nandalal? So while they are now searching for Nandalal, there, somebody came and said, hey, he jumped into Yamuna. Well, Nanda Baba and Yashoda, they took off there now to go along with Balaram. He was at home. They ran there now to see what happened. And then all the little boys said, Krishna jumped into Yamuna. That Kaliya Nag is there. Well, the young boys had no fear. The little boys, because they had seen, and when they used to tell the parents and all that he killed such and such, they never believed also. So the young fellas had the little gwal bal, they had no fear. So he's going to really finish that Kaliya Nag. And when Nanda Baba, this is another true thing about society, about life also. Children have no fear about nothing, they go and do anything. And the older we grow, the more fear we get. Oh, this thing. Youngsters have no fear. That is another way to figure out when you're getting old. Another way to figure out when you're getting old. If afraid of this, afraid that will happen, the other thing will happen, the other. And young people, they dive headlong. And they think nothing. Right. So, Nanda Baba, no, he ready to dive in there. Yashoda Maya is ready to dive in there. To go and see what happened to that Krishna. But in no time, that Bhagavan Shri Krishna, that Kaliya Nag came up with Bhagavan Shri Krishna on his head, dancing. The Lord danced on the 1,000 heads of the Kaliya Nag. 1,000 heads. Kaliya Nag is so fortunate, Bhagavan only put 1 foot on the head of Mahabali, you remember? 1 foot he touched Ahalya. 1 foot. Now Bhagavan Shri Krishna, he danced with his 2 feet. And not only on one head, 1,000 heads. Dance on the head of this Kaliya Nag. And crushed his ego, crushed his pride, and brought all his senses. Actually, 1,000 head represent all the 5 senses, because the 5 senses have 1,000 avenues to go. The 5 senses doesn't only have one avenue. Like, you know that the taste or the tongue doesn't only want to taste this. If you eat only plain rice, anybody likes? No. Even after getting all the 7 curry, you still want a little, masala. What do you call that? Hot pepper on the side. That tongue. This avenue, and mix this one, and mix this one, and so these 5 senses have 1,000 avenues to go like that. In taste, there are countless tastes. And anybody goes, human beings are wonderful. We go to that place, I see it every time I go to watch that only. But when they go to the ice cream shop, can I have a taste of that one? Can I taste that? They taste all. Because they give a little taste, So that people taste all the ice cream. And then in the end, okay, I don't want any. He gone home also without buying. Taste all the. So he likes this. So the tongue alone, I'm just telling one thing. Then the eyes. Every time you meet somebody, you saw such and such movie. Because he wants to only see this film, this movie, that movie. Right? And airs and all types of music and sound. Reggae and rock. What metal? It have all kind of thing nowadays. Heavy metal. All right. So these 1,000 heads of Kaliya represent all the 1,000 avenues of all the 5 senses. Each one has 1,000. What to talk about 1,000? And Bhagavan Shri Krishna danced on them and crushed all of them. Brought, in other words, we have to bring the senses under control. He did not kill Kaliya Nag. The wives of Kaliya begged. And Bhagavan Shri Krishna said, okay, now I'll spare you. Means he brought him under control. And you have to go and live in the ocean. You cannot live here with you. Because Kaliya Nag also begged, Prabhu, look here, I am, venomous or poisonous or whatever. There's a difference between venomous and poisonous. Venomous means if it bites you and you die, that thing is venomous. Poisonous means if you bite it and you die, that thing is poisonous. Because of poison something like poisonous is a mushroom. Poisonous mushroom. So if you bite it, that is called poisonous. Venomous means if the snake bites you. So you cannot stay here with your venom. You have to go on, and he sent him back to that island. And he said, but Prabhu, Garud comes there, So some of the stories said, some of the stories tell that Garud comes to that island. Well, everybody, for hundreds of years, they have made sacrifice for each other, and they are living on that island. And then, because the deer sacrifices for the lion, and then like that, and the lion in the end sacrifices for the ants. Correct? When the lion dies, the ants will eat him. But you ran away from sacrifice. You have to realize that you belong to a big chain in the whole universe, where there's one is sacrificing for the other. So one of the stories said that Bhagavan taught him about sacrifice, and he went back there and he said, okay, I will live in the chain of sacrifice. And on the other story said, okay, I will stop Garud from coming there. Because Garud is Bhagavan's only. He'll stop Garud from coming there. The first story is actually the better story. Because we all belong to the chain of sacrifice. Everybody else is sacrificing for everybody else. That's how the world works. The world works the best. If the deer did not sacrifice for the lion, the animal kingdom would have been finished. Isn't it? The whole chain will be broken. How it will be broken? So deer doesn't factor. So it means to say from now on, lion cannot eat deer, or lion dead. Then deer population will get too much. And so to maintain them will become too deer. How you maintain all the deer population? So big trouble. Everything will get into, it's out of synchronicity like that. Right. So Bhagavan removed this Kaliya and found a better life. Means the senses have to be tamed, the senses have to be brought under control, mastered, and the senses have to be used in the proper way. So now he has to understand that I have to go and sacrifice like everybody else. Kaliya. This is the story of Kaliya Nag. Okay, all right. So there's so many other stories. Let's see how much I don't know how much we'll finish, because in the afternoon I'm doing Basuri. Might be able to stick in a few more stories like that. All right. And then in the night is also some big longer story. Okay. So now we have to see. We have to have the Aarti here, and then we'll have one bhajan, then we have to see announcements, and then the Aarti.
मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि केशव हरि गोविंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम बनमाली मुरलीधारी गोवर्धन गिरिवरधारी बनमाली मुरलीधारी गोवर्धन गिरिवरधारी गुणमाली मुरलीधारी गोवर्धन गिरिवरधारी बनमाली मुरलीधारी गोवर्धन गिरिवरधारी नित नित कर माखन चोरी गोपी मनहारी नित नित कर माखन चोरी गोपी मनहारी हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम गाओ रे गोकुल के प्यारे गाओ रे गोकुल के प्यारे आओ रे कान्हा रे गोकुल के प्यारे आओ रे कान्हा रे गोकुल के प्यारे आओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे आओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे गाओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे गाओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम 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 हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि नारायण हरि ओम
जय 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 मनमोहना जय 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 मधुसूदना
जय जय मनमोहना जय 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 मधुसूदना
केशवा माधवा
केशवा माधवा
माधवा केशवा
माधवा केशवा
गोपाला गोपाल
जय गोपाला गोपाला
जय जय
time for Purnahuti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Sarvam Vai Punam Swaha. Om Gange Chayamane Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sinu Kaveri Jalesmin Sanidem Guru Jalamachminiyam Samarapayami. Om Vanaspatirastorbhutaha Gandadyo Ganda Uttamaha Agreya Sarvadevanam Dupoyam Pratikrishnyatam Dupamakrapayam. Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garudatvaja Mangalam Pundarikacham Mangalayatano Hari Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Hari Om.
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला, नव ज्योति जगाने वाला।
ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला, नव ज्योति जगाने वाला।
हरि गान यही वरदान यही,
हरि गान यही वरदान यही,
जग के मंगल की आरती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती। जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती। भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला।
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला।
ये सुख करनी ये दुख हरनी,
ये सुख करनी है दुख हरनी।
ये मधुसूदन की आरती,
पापियों को पाप से है तारती। जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
ये मधुर बोल जग फंद खोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
ये मधुर बोल जग पंथ को सन्मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ॐ बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हरि ओम announcement we'll do in the later.